Okay.
How crisis communication has changed in the past 5 years?
We've actually seen quite a bit of change over the last 5 years, and it's been because of the social media and all the changes that brings. That what organizations do now is it's easier for them to recognize potential threats and to try and deal with those in the social media before they actually become crises. And they can also monitor the social media to see how people are reacting to their crisis responses. So it's a great listening tool for companies now to be able to identify potential crises, try and diffuse them, and to get reactions to their current crisis management efforts.
What are the biggest challenges for organizations in their crisis communication?
I think the biggest challenge really for companies is to stay focused on the human side of any type of crisis, because it's very easy to instead look at the financial balances and say, if I make these choices, which will cost me the most financially, instead of looking at the impact it would have on the human side of it. What does it mean for your stakeholders? Because once the crisis is finished, you still hopefully have a relationship with those stakeholders, and when they see too much emphasis on the financial side, that's when they get upset and are less accepting of your reactions and are more likely to disengage and look for replacements for you as an organization.
So what would you say is the most important aspect in crisis communication?
I think the most important aspect is to always put public safety first. That if an organization does that, not all crises involve public safety, but many do, and if you focus on that, you will not have a bad crisis management effort, because then that flows into your communication, that you're focusing on the safety of people, and that's your primary concern, and that's where it should be. And I think if you keep that focus, you're bound to have a very good, effective type of response, not just for your organization, but from the stakeholders' perspective. And again, in the end, that's what matters the most, because you want to keep them with your organization.
How good crisis communication plan is created?
That's not always easy. As you can see, there's a lot of examples of bad crisis communication plans, and it's to really be thorough and to understand your organization and what types of crises you might have, and you try and identify the most likely crisis you'll have, and from then you can identify, all right, who do I need to talk to, how can I reach them, and what do I need to say to them? And you take those three questions and you ask that for each of those crises, and you prepare messages for them. So you're ready that when that crisis hits, you have a general framework that you can start delivering messages, you know what channels to use, and who you're going to reach. It's not that you pre-plan everything for your crisis, but you're ready. The key questions you have answers for, and you can move quickly. There's a good crisis plan, a good crisis communication plan gets rid of a lot of decision making that you can do ahead of time, such as who do I need to reach, how am I going to reach them, and what's my basic message. And with that, you save time and you have a quicker response and a more effective response in those regards.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.